Hello and welcome back to Always the Boy. Now for you today I have a Ryobi Strimmer where the pull cord has been broken, and this pull cord is actually from the front of the engine rather than on the back of the engine. So to get to that you've got to take most of the parts off from the front and the back to actually get to the pull cord mechanism. So before we go to that, so if this is your first time to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit that grey notification bell, and then you'll be told when I'm doing another video next time. So let's go and get on and see if we can fix this Ryobi Strimmer. So this is the one, this is where the pull cord goes into the front and not into the back. So we've got to take all this casing off, we've got to take the shaft out, and we've got to take the back casing off, and I'm going to have to take the casing for the air filter off, and also take the throttle cable off as well. So I need to undo all these sort of bolts. So let's get on with it, and we'll start with the casing on this first. Alright, so first we'll start taking this casing off this carburetor, just so I can get to the throttle cable properly. So we have to take two of these screws off. There should be two, but this one for some reason is missing a screw, so I might have to replace that. So we have to take this shaft screw off here. Oh, it's tight. Also have to take these two screws off here, which is on the back of the casing first. I think someone's actually been in there myself. These screws are very loose. Lost that screw down there, so there should be another one just here. Yeah, someone's had this off before. And then start taking these front screws off. There's quite, I think it's about 4 or 5, so this will take a bit of time. And then this shaft should come out like so. And there's also 4 screws in and around here, so we'll take these off with the driver because they are pretty longer. And then this front casing should just slide off onto the side there. As you can see, this mechanism is a bit more complicated than some of your other Strimmers and DIY ones. What we're going to have to do is we've got to take this clutch off and then get into the cord which is inside there. So what we've got to do for that is I've got to take this spark plug off and then put some rope inside the actual piston and to stop that from moving, and then we've got to try and undo this off. So what we'll do first is, you can see the actual top of the piston there, so I'll hold that in there and we'll move this so it goes all the way down to the bottom, and then we'll get some pull cord, put that inside there, and then push that up until it doesn't want to move no more. I don't have the tool to take this off, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the whole thing in here in the vise, and hopefully that really should take the clutch off. So, will be a bit tight. So I should be able to take this off the vise now, and that should be on fine. So doing it this way as well, really, so it doesn't really damage the sides of the clutch there. So there you are. Right, so now this bit here just comes off, so we'll push that to one side. We don't need this bit here, that bit stays in there. So this is the actual mechanism, so hopefully the spring hasn't gone. No, that hasn't gone. So all we need to do is I've got to take these clips off here and pull this out, and then we're gonna have to replace the rope. That's the spring. And there's the rope mechanism. So all we need to do now is just take this rope out, and then just replace it with a new one. What we'll be doing is heating up the end of the cord, just so it melts it and heats it. It stops it from fraying, and it will be easier to push in. So you just push it in, give it a little twist to get in there, pull it out, and then all you do is just make a small little knot. Can't have it too big because of there isn't a lot of room inside there, so I'm only going to do a little single knot on this, and it should be enough just to hold that. And then we'll pull that back into there. And that should be enough to hold that. Right, so when you've put all this back in together like this, you to do is to wind up the actual spring. Just keep going round and round, just pushing that round and try and holding that in at the same time. It is a tricky job, but you just have to keep winding and winding. And what I'll do is I'll stop it just there for a minute, and then you can see how that's going in. So I'll finish this off, and then we'll come back when it's done. So there you see I've put the clips and the 3 screws back on there, and then we have a working pull cord. Alright, so I've put this back together as well, and then just sit it onto there, just making sure that is pulling that. Well, okay, so I've lengthened the bit of cord there just so I can get through. This gets cold up through to this case in here, so we can put the handle back onto it. This isn't the original handle, because when the machine came with me it didn't have a handle, so we're just using this old one, which I've got for now, until the person who owns it can bring back the original one. I wanted to put this on so I can test this out. So we start putting this machine back together, and you put this cover on. It's got to go one way because it protects the it covers the coil, and we have to make sure that this goes on the correct way up. And then putting the washer back on. You can see it only goes one way up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some thread lock back onto there and putting this clutch on. Not too much, that'll do. And then we'll start winding this back on. And then what I will do in a minute, when it's I need to tighten it up, I will stick it back in the vise off camera, and I'll come back to you when it's done. Right, so I've pushed this on top of it, and just pull the pull cord a little bit until it all lines up. And what I'm going to do next now is I'm going to get the 4 screws into there first. And then I will tighten them up by hand. And next we'll put these 4 screws in, which is holding the whole thing onto the machine. And next is to put this casing back on here as well. Now we need to put this back onto the shaft. Lining these holes up. Next is to put the cable back onto the carburetor. So now this has all been put back together, apart from the air filter, of course. And we'll just show you. pull cord working. It shows that you can do it yourself, and you will save yourself some money if you do. So if you did like this video, please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up and hit that grey notification bell, and then set it to all, and then you'll be told when I'm going to be doing another video. And if you'd like to help with the channel, I do have a Amazon wish list, so if you'd like to click on there and you'd like to help, it'd be very much appreciated. So that's all there is on this video. Until next time, cheerio.